Have you ever caught yourself watching someone else launch the idea that you thought of months ago while yours was still sitting on a to-do list? Today, we're not just talking about procrastination as some bad habit that you need to outgrow. We're going deeper, baby. We're going to unpack why it shows up in the first place and what it's really trying to tell you and how it can quietly sabotage everything that you're working towards if you let it just linger around, okay? Because here's the thing. Procrastination isn't actually always about laziness or lack of discipline. Sometimes it's a neon sign pointing to misalignment, fear, or even the fact that you're spending too much time on things that you were never meant to do. If you're ready to figure out why you keep pushing your most important work to tomorrow and what to do about it, stick around. You want to be a young boss, but your sales are stuck. You're burned out trying to find the right people, and you end up doing all of the work yourself. You're bleeding money and you're fighting to keep your business afloat. I've been there. I'm Isabel Guarino, and I've scaled businesses to millions, and I've watched ideas burn to the ground. And I know exactly what it takes to survive and win. This is Young Boss, the podcast that helps you break through the barriers standing between you and the business you deserve, where youth is your power. Do you know how much procrastination is actually costing you? Every day you wait is a day that someone else gets closer to beating you to the finish line. Procrastination isn't harmless, it's competition fuel. It's actually damaging for young entrepreneurs, and you need to understand why you procrastinate, because then it will make it a lot easier to tackle. Procrastination is especially damaging for young entrepreneurs because, to be honest, time and energy is one of your strong suits. So when you spend all of your time and energy mulling over something or determining if it's going to be the perfect product, or I don't know what I should do, or pushing tasks off, even worse, that is your superpower. That's what you have over the 70-year-old who's doing the exact same company or business as you. You've got the energy, the spunk, the spark, the I'm going to do this until it's done, the speed. Okay, so when you procrastinate, it's literally worse for you, because for them, it's kind of already their negative. For you, it's not. And now you're literally losing your edge and your spark. So when it comes to understanding why you procrastinate, I think this actually makes it easier to tackle and understand what's going on. First, a lot of people, they procrastinate because it's a task that they actually don't like to do or don't want to do. If I'm being honest, that's most of the tasks that I end up procrastinating. When I look at what the task is, I'm actually like, the reason I keep pushing it off to tomorrow is because I hate doing that thing. So what does that tell me as a young boss? I shouldn't be spending my time doing that thing. That's the perfect time for you to identify something and say, this is exactly what I need to hire for. You know, successful people make decisions quickly. They don't let doubt or insecurity creep in. So when you find yourself pausing, taking time, saying, maybe tomorrow, I need to think about it more, you are not acting in your most successful self. Speed is the opposite of procrastination. So when things are slowing you down, this is not going to help you become successful, because the reality is tomorrow never comes. And the more that you push things off, the harder it's going to get to actually complete them. So my biggest, tip for you is identify why. Do you hate this thing? Are you not good at this thing? Is it just annoying to you? What's going on? What's the why behind procrastination? Because the reality is we can't avoid that it will show up, but you can avoid what you do when it shows up. If you just fall into the same old trap that everyone else falls into, then you're going to lose the game. We want you to stay speedy. We want you to be on that path to success. So let's break down exactly why procrastination shows up and what it's really trying to tell you. If a task lit you up, the reality is you'd already be halfway done with it. Okay? You naturally act quickly on what excites you. The tasks that you like to do when you look at your to-do list for the day, you want to do them first because you're like, oh, that one's going to be fun. I'll just knock it out real quick. It's easy for you. It's natural for you. But the tasks you dread are the ones you keep pushing off. And the reality is no amount of pressure is going to make you do things that you hate faster. A lot of people will realize this in like their day-to-day life, right? They're like, hey, I hate working out. I don't want to go to the gym. I don't this. So they push it off. Now it's 7 p.m. and they're like, oh, well, let me just watch a show and go to bed. Okay, you don't want to do it. So what do you need to do in turn? You actually need to flip it. And instead of doing the things that you love first, you actually need to do the things that you don't like to do first. That is how you get things done most productively. And then you can push on and kind of reward yourself with the tasks that you do want to do. Procrastination needs to be viewed as a signal to you, not just a flaw, not just something that, you struggle with and you're so lazy and this, that, and the other. No, utilize it, like harness the tool of it. When you notice yourself, this is what I do. Okay. When I notice myself having something on my to-do list that's on Monday, and then I see it on Tuesday and I see it on Wednesday, but everything else was complete, I'm like, oh, that's a sign. That's a sign that either I shouldn't be doing this, I don't want to do it, I don't like it, whatever. And then I'll immediately look at it and make some decisions on it. Is this something I need to outsource and have somebody else do? Is this something that even needs to get done? Sometimes it's actually like you could just delete it. You don't even need to do it, right? Maybe it's a meeting with someone that you keep pushing off and you don't actually need to do this meeting. You could just delete it. You're the boss, you make the decisions. Or sometimes you need to prioritize it, put it first in your day so that you can make sure to complete that first and push on to the other things you do enjoy. The real question is, how can you turn that signal into something useful? And it's really going to come down to you, your mind power, and then reframing. If procrastination was actually your brain waving a bright red flag that says this doesn't fit within your skill sets, how differently would you behave on a day-to-day basis? When you delay something repeatedly, you have to ask yourself, why am I resisting this? Is this discomfort due to not liking it or not being good at it? Because if you're not good at it, you should not be doing it, okay? That is the time that you outsource. And if you're listening to this episode and you're like, yeah, but I'm a solopreneur, I do everything on my own. Great, you don't even need an employee. Can a VA do it for you? Can someone else do it, right? Like there's so many times that you can just outsource, hire, use AI, get someone else to complete a quick task for you so that you don't have to do it. If you are feeling uncomfortable or unsure when this task comes up, that might be a time that you need to lean in, because maybe it's not laziness, maybe it's misalignment. Maybe it's misaligned with your brand or the direction you're headed, or you're actually literally unsure of how to do the task and that's why you've been pushing it off. And this is time for you to lean into a mentor or a coach. We always have consultation calls available on our website and in the show notes. So definitely check that out if you're struggling with something, saying, hey, I'm really not sure even how to do this, but it's on my list and I have to do it. How do I guide someone else to do it? Give us a call and we'll talk through it. But once you start to see things that way, you can start to really sort what stays on your plate and then what you can get off pretty quickly. Hey, it's Isabel from Young Boss, and if you have loved getting to hear from our incredible guests on the show, what are you waiting for? Go check out the amazing directory on the youngbosspodcast.com. We've listed all of their information, where you can find them, and more about their business, and so many of them want to connect with other amazing young bosses just like you, or they want to work with you. So go check it out right now, say hi, give them a follow, and make sure that you watch all of our guest episodes because we really have incredible young bosses on this show. And if you're looking to get on the show too, then make sure you leave us a comment so that we can connect with you as well. Check out the show notes for that directory or head to theyoungbosspodcast.com. Now, back to the show. Remember the 4-box framework we talked about a couple seasons ago? Think of that as your secret map, where every task belongs in one of the quadrants, and not all of the quadrants deserve your time. Okay, so we've got our 4 boxes, our love it, good at it, our like it, good at it, and that's in our top. And we want majority of our time to be in those top boxes. You're good at it. You love it. You enjoy doing it. You see it on the to-do list and you say, today's going to be a fun day. The bottom boxes, baby, time to avoid. Okay, don't like it, good at it. Don't like it, not good at it. Definitely this box is the first one to delegate and elevate. But those things that fall in these boxes are usually the things that you procrastinate. And these are prime candidates for delegation, outsourcing, automation, or just eliminating. Okay, so now that you've spotted those culprits, right? You've taken your time to write down your daily tasks and seeing which box they all fall into. And I know that might sound overwhelming. Well, how am I supposed to take, an hour to write down every single thing I do? You don't. If you remember the episode, and you can go back and watch it, you put a paper next to you with the 4 boxes, and every time you do a task, you put it in the box. Right? So you're slowly building this 4-box methodology over a week or maybe even a month, and then it's going to really show you what's going on. But once you've spotted those culprits, now it's time to talk about some real world fixes. Here's the part where theory meets reality and you can actually get things off your plate. Okay, maybe filming social media content is something that you absolutely dread. You are like, oh my gosh, I do not want to sit down in front of the camera. I do not want to get this content out there. I hate hate doing this. Here's some possible solutions. You could pre-record once and then repurpose it with AI. You guys, AI is absolutely insane. You can record a video of yourself once and then it can have you speaking in Spanish for the next couple of videos. It's amazing. If you're not utilizing AI in your business, you need to be. Okay, you could also potentially hire someone else to be the face of the brand. There are plenty of brands and businesses that you don't know who the owner, the CEO, the founder is. It's someone else, someone who enjoys being that face, and that could be exactly the direction you need to go. Or you could even hire an influencer or a spokesperson, someone else who's going to kind of be that brand face for you. But here's an important gut check. If you hate the core activity of your business, for example, if you are a social media business and you hate social media, you are in the wrong business, okay? So you need to double check yourself on that and really just make sure that it's not the full business, the full product. If you hate the product, right, that's a problem. But even with good systems, you still need boundaries. So let's talk about deadlines. How long should you be willing to let something that you hate on stay on this to-do list rent-free? Okay, this is important for you because some people are going to have clear timelines where they say, hey, if it goes past 3 days, then this is a problem for me. Personally, that's mine. I'm a 3-day girl. If something is not done for 3 days past the deadline, it is a problem and I've got to figure out what's going on with it. Other people might say, hey, 3 weeks is a good timeline for me. Whatever it is, for me, it's a 3-hour, 3-day, 3-week. I don't recommend the 3 weeks. I think 3 hours or 3 days is a better deadline. But if the deadline passes and you haven't done this thing, time to stop and reassess. You might need to reassign or outsource the task because it's truly not yours to do. This isn't your skill set. This isn't what you're good at. Why are you wasting your time with it? Okay? If you're a solopreneur, find help. Get a VA, get an AI, get a freelancer, get somebody to support you with this. You don't need to hire someone maybe full time unless this is an ongoing task that you really do need support with. But when the clock runs out, it's decision time. So no more excuses. Okay. Now there is a cost to you continuing to procrastinate. If you think that procrastination isn't harmless, it's actually an invisible tax on your dreams and your success. Because the reality is that it keeps you from reaching your potential. If you are wasting all of your time mulling over a task that you don't want to do, that you're not even good at, it's going to waste all of your brain power from you actually pondering on things that can help the business move forward. It's also going to stop you from hitting revenue goals because now you're just wasting time scrolling on social or doing whatever to distract yourself, trying to do other things when this thing needs to get done so that you can move forward and make money. And it also can stop you from gaining momentum. If you're so stuck in tasks that you hate every single day, you're going to burn out really quickly. And if you let it fester, then small delays will turn into big missed opportunities. So let's make sure you're not paying that tax any longer. Now, here are 3 ways to kick procrastination to the curb starting tomorrow morning, baby, okay? First, like I said, this is a big one for me. When I made this shift, it helped a lot. Do the hardest things first each day. Get them over with immediately. I really had to retrain my brain on this. Instead of looking at the tasks and saying, ooh, this one looks the most fun, I'll just pump this out real quick. I actually save that task, do the worst one I don't want to do immediately first, knock it out, then I reward myself with a task that I like or want to do. So that's my next tip. Reward yourself after completing that dreaded task. Small incentives matter. And maybe it's not with another task. Maybe you're not a work psycho like me who rewards himself with more work. Maybe it's, okay, great, I'm going to go on a walk with my dog. I'm going to have a sweet treat. I'm going to, scroll on social for 10 minutes, whatever it is. Give yourself that rest, that break. You just did something you hated to do. You got through it. You made it happen. Give yourself a little reward, okay? And most importantly, stick to your deadlines. Never push a task beyond that chosen time frame. The 3-3-3 rule, 3 days, 3 hours. Don't do 3 weeks, but it's an option, okay? When you finally tackle those tasks, you're gonna feel totally unstoppable. And imagine what's possible when you spend more time in your zone of genius. If 60% or more of your day-to-day work is in those 2 boxes, the love it, good at it, and the like it, good at it, then you are on the right track. And even better yet, I have my entire team do the 4-box method because I want to see where are they spending their time. Because the reality is, if you have a disenchanted employee who's spending most of their time in the bottom boxes and they hate their life, they're not going to be with you long term anyways. You're going to have to look to replace this person. So it's really important to utilize that method, not just for yourself, but even your team. The rest, be strategic, delegate, automate, or delete. a lot of times you can just delete stuff, right? And I don't mean delete anything important, but sometimes something's on your list and you're pushing it off and you're like, I actually don't even need to do this. You can delete it. Like I said, you're the boss. A simple why can transform how you work. We talk about procrastination all the time, but we don't talk about why. And I think sometimes when you start to comprehend why you're doing something, it actually makes it so much easier to stop doing it instead of just telling yourself, oh, I want to stop procrastinating. I need to stop procrastinating. No, find out why you are, because it doesn't have to define you. When you ask why, when you make a plan, you can actually watch everything change in your business and in your day-to-day life. Procrastination isn't just a quirk or a harmless habit. It's actually a quiet force that can hold your entire business hostage if you let it. But now you know better. Now you know the why. You've seen how it shows up, why it happens, and what it's trying to teach you, and what actually belongs on your plate. Stay in your genius zone. Remember this, you don't have to spend your days stuck in a cycle of delays and self-doubt. The minute you start asking why, you give yourself power to change how you work and what you're willing to tolerate. Boundaries should be your best friend as a young boss. So set your deadlines and get clear on your 4 boxes, and then decide right now that you won't let another day slip by while someone else takes action on the idea that you've been sitting on. Because tomorrow never comes, baby, and your goals deserve better than maybe later. Thanks for listening to another episode of Young Boss. Be sure to like, share, and follow on Instagram and TikTok, and subscribe on YouTube and Spotify or wherever you get your podcasts. And remember, your youth is your power.